Hello everyone, and welcome to part 5 of my Doctor Who DVD 50th Anniversary Complete Series overview, or at least overview of what's existing and what has been released so far on DVD. So now we're, excuse me, still within the William Hartnell era. And as we get into his third season, we get into a lot of episodes and stories that are lost forever. So to start out with is Galaxy 4, which is on the Aztecs Special Edition. With Galaxy 4 up until I think it was late 2011 when one of the episodes was discovered, the entire story was missing except for I think it's about 6 minutes. But the episodes that are missing are either partially or entirely 1, 2, and 4. Episode 3 was the one that was recently discovered. So on the Aztecs, if you want to see Galaxy 4, it has a reconstruction using clips and sounds of the missing material, plus the 6-minute kind of chunk that was also actually included on Lost in Time, but that's also in there, and obviously the recovered episode, which, you know, for Doctor Who diehards, especially the Hartnell era, that was pretty cool. It's, you know, the closest that we'll probably get to seeing that story, you know, in probably the best form, unless, of course, at some point they do start animating all missing episodes, which would be cool. Anyways, and then we go into Mission of the Unknown, which is completely missing. It was just kind of a single episode sort of intro to the Daleks' master plan. We have the Mythmakers, which is completely missing, and then we have the Daleks' master plan, which it's one of Doctor Who's longest stories. It's 12 episodes long. Episodes 1, 3 to 4, 6 to 9, and 11 to 12 are missing, but the remaining 3 episodes are still around, and there are 2 of them have been around for a while. One of them was discovered in 2004, and they are included on the Lost in Time collection, which I've shown you in previous videos. For those of you who don't know, Lost in Time, released late 2004, has all the episodes of missing Doctor Who stories. So essentially stories that were incomplete at the time or less than 50% are included on here, including the Daleks' master plan. So it's still available. So it's you know, if you're a Doctor Who fan, definitely worth checking out. Okay, and after Daleks' master plan, we have the massacre of St. Bartholomew's Eve, which is also completely missing. You know, I kind of see a pattern emerging here. But the next one, the Ark, is fully complete. So this is kind of like a sort of Noah's Ark Doctor Who tale. I'd say maybe a mid-range story. It doesn't make a whole lot of favorite lists. It seems to be in the later years, as William Hartnell was getting to the point where he's going to be exiting the role, the stories weren't quite as good as they were in the early seasons. They were still, you know, good, just, you know, not as good as when it had started out. So yeah, we have the Ark. I'll show you the back of the DVD here. And actually, here I'll show you the back of Lost in Time. There's a clip from Daleks' master plan. Okay, so onto the Ark, and then onto one that often makes everyone's least favorite list. And to be honest, I don't think the Gunfighters is really that terrible a story. I think the biggest problem with this is there are these little ballads that go on through it, which are cheesy as hell and really, you know, kind of almost wrecks the story. But it's a different pace for a Doctor Who story, so, you know, obviously, you know, telling the story of Tombstone and the OK Corral and all that kind of fun stuff. got some photographs on the back from the release. And actually, I should mention, in between the Ark and the Gunmakers is the Celestial Toy Maker, which is also on Lost in Time. So, sorry, I had these a little bit out of order here. My fault, mixed them up. But anyway, so Celestial Toy Maker, episodes 1 to 3 are missing. Episode 4 does exist. And there's a clip from that. Often considered by many to be one of the better William Hartnell stories. Now, you can still, any of the stories that have been lost, you can still experience them on audio, because the visuals for a lot of episodes are missing. The audio does exist for the entire series. So if you want to catch up, or just see things that you've missed, you can check out the audio books, and then you can check out the actual episodes that are remaining through Lost in Time. And like I said, hopefully a lot of us are keeping our fingers crossed, but they seem to be increasing animations. There's a few of them coming out later this year. So yeah, no, to BBC, please animate. So if you want to support that, buy the animated releases that come out so they can justify the animation costs if you're a Doctor Who fan. But anyways, so we're off at the Gunfighters. Then we have the Savages, which is completely missing again. But the remaining episode, or the final episode of Season 3, The War Machines. This is actually one of my favorite Doctor Who, or William Hartnell stories. It doesn't tend to make a lot of other people's, favorite lists. But it's, I'd watched this one for the first time a couple of years ago, and I've watched it many times since. A lot of people don't like this because the companion of Dodo is often considered to be one of the Doctor's probably weakest companions. Not as bad as Adric, but yeah, but it's just a kind of small quibble that I have in an otherwise excellent story. And with this one, you get your standard now and then. This was filmed in and around London, so it's one thing that I really like about a lot of these old features is when they do the now and then location shots. You can see, what they look like back, what the areas look like back in the 1960s compared to what they look like at the time that the DVD came out. This one came out in early 2009. And also, this features the Post Office Tower, which was kind of a new iconic landmark. Also actually has a special feature that kind of gives the history of the Post Office Tower, which now is privately owned, so I don't believe they do tours or anything like that. But, it's kind of an interesting way of, mixing stuff that was going on at the time of filming. And yes, so there you go, the Post Office Tower. So kind of mixing current events into Doctor Who. Which, they did a lot in the 1960s. Now, obviously, it's sort of out of the realm of reality what happens in the show, but, it's kind of cool to see how it sort of reflects in a way what's actually going on. But anyways, so that was part 5, and part 6 where we finish off with the Hartnell, and actually, well, pretty much we finished off with this one as the with Hartnell, because the Smugglers, the first story of season 4 is completely missing, and the 10th Planet will be coming out in animated form later this year, but not in time for me to actually do the review. So I guess with the next one we will be skipping ahead to Patrick Troughton's stories. So, as always, everyone, thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.